Buckle up. We got shit to say.
Is it bad that this is the first podcast where I'm like, at the beginning of the recording, I'm already exhausted? I'm like, this is just, I feel like every news story that we're going to be discussing is one that exhausts me to my very core. So, I mean, if you hear some yawns, some tired sounds from my end, that's the reason why.
Matt Palmer, have you not been exhausted since the year 2020 when she surprise dropped Folklore on us and then proceeded to release 5,000 million songs in the next 5 years? I have, but it's not even just her. It's every news story that I found this week I found exhausting, and we haven't gotten into it yet. So this is the week of exhaustion. I hope everybody's ready to be exhausted. Wherever you're listening to this, on your way to work, on your way home, wherever you're listening to, I'd like to apologize for my exhaustion up front because I can't control the way I feel, you know? I'm energized and full of life.
Oh, God, please don't make us talk about this for 2 hours.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Matts. It is Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And the week we've been waiting for is upon us. Taylor Swift has released her 5,000th album. What is it, 12th? Oh, God, imagine 12. What 13 is going to be. Ooh, it's going to be so much. But we were all anticipating this week. We knew that it was going to be exhausting. Also, the whole me and Matt Palmer being across the country from each other of it all. The me starting, doing Tech Week this week for the production of Messy White Gays off-Broadway that I'm in. Matt Palmer is hosting his mom from out of town. It's been a lot, but we've been here for it. We've been here for it all, thank you, as some might say.
Yes, available now on your streaming service. It's very true. And it's all good things, right? Like, we love a new Taylor album. We love, having stuff to do together. We love being off Broadway and hosting our moms. But it's just a lot all at once. So before we jump into the Taylor of it all, Matt Steele, how was your week?
Fucking exhausting. What do you think I'm going to say? Okay, so we had Tech Week, which is, where we move into the theater and we work on things like the lighting, the staging, the props, and all that, the technical things of acting and everything. And by we, I mean the actors on stage who are not understudies. Whereas me and Drew, my other fellow understudy, we watched everyone. And we were like, good job. This looks great. So we did a lot of that. But, sitting down and sort of watching something and trying to retain it, is exhausting in itself.
For sure.
In its own special way, I guess. But yeah, and then Thursday went down to New Jersey late into the night and did the Taylor Swift reaction with you over Riverside at midnight my time, which was very, very fun. And then just the next couple days proceeded to watch all the psychotic online discourse. With my jaw agape and just thinking what is this? What is society? Guys, for I get it. Taylor Swift is the biggest artist in the world and everything. And she's a very interesting person, a great artist and all that stuff. But man, it is just an album. It is just an album. We don't need to be. And the thing is, coming from every which way, every side of every argument that I'm seeing online, whether I slightly agree with it or disagree, whatever, is fucking insane. Truly nuts. So going through that in my head.
It's wild to me that you were plugged into it the whole time. Luckily, my mom was in town. I have, of course, taken Twitter or whatever it's called now off my phone. So I'm not, outside of visiting the boards every once in a while, outside of that, I'm not really engaging with the music discourse like that in real time. So I'm mostly seeing it through the Swifties channel on the Discord. So I know there were a lot of big feelings around this album, but I can't believe you weren't I just can't look at this anymore. Because again, we haven't even started the podcast. I'm already tired. So you are a stronger man than me.
Am I stronger or am I weaker? Because I could very easily just turn off my phone and be I'm not engaging in this, but I can't. It's like crack. I can't stop looking at all of these opinions and everyone just screaming at each other about this innocuous pop album. That's good. But has the highlights that I really like, some songs that I, are not my favorites, but truly the most harmless, innocent pop album of all time is creating all of this stir and discourse and hubbub, and it's just nuts. But Matt Palmer, what did you do this week? Tell the people before we get into the nonsense.
Absolutely. So my mom is in town, and so that has been wonderful. She got into town on Wednesday evening, and so I drove to LAX, picked her up, drove her back here, and since then we have been to several museums. We went to the Getty Villa, we went to the California at African American Museum, which is on the USC campus. We've had lovely meals at a place, a dinner place close by. We had some brunch today. We just have been enjoying LA. This is our first time seeing our house, the rental house, but our house, so our new place that we live. And also, very kindly, this company, Albany Park, sponsored our video and the Taylor Swift video that's going to be coming out on YouTube later this week. And so they very kindly sent us a nice sectional. So we put that sectional together Wednesday night. I also still had some day job work to do around this time as well. So I was up late Wednesday night doing some day job work because I took Thursday and Friday off. And then on Thursday night, after we filmed our reaction, I will say the hardest thing about Matt Steele being a part is putting together those music reactions. Like, people are like, oh, why aren't you guys going live on Twitch to react live anymore? I'm like, guys, if you heard the lag that we hear when we're just reacting, the two of us, you would, like, if you got mad at the Taylor Swift album, you'd be furious about this. Like, it's very, very tough. It's also like getting Matt Steele in line to me, making sure we're like, it seems like we're hitting the same parts of the song at the same time. It's just a more involved process than I imagined. And so I was up until 3 a.m. doing that. And so the rest of the week has been hosting my mom, going different places, but also every night catching up on sleep. Last night I did sleep 9 hours. Thank you very much. And so I'm feeling rested and refreshed. And I think we've done most of the shit we need to do for Taylor Swift in this drop. And so I feel like I am now re-entering life as a person who can breathe, head above water. And I can't wait to listen to the album again because I have not listened to it, honestly, since the night we reacted to it, because it's been one thing after another over here at the Palmer House.
Oh, guys, Matt Palmer, Matt Steele, the life of a showgirl. What can we say? The life of a YouTube showgirl.
Absolutely, a YouTube Patreon showgirl. If you want to be a part of that, should we jump into the news for idiots? Since
yes,
it's going to be
please. It's what the people want to hear. It's why they clicked on this video or podcast, whatever they're listening to us on.
So if you haven't heard, Taylor Swift released an album. It's entitled The Life of a Showgirl, and it came out Thursday night, Friday morning for those on the East Coast and in those time zones. It is her 12th studio album, and it has, I believe, already sold reportedly over 3 million copies in the U.S., and so we are about halfway through the tracking week of that. She is on track to sell more than Adele's record of most albums sold in 1 week, which was for 25, which sold 3.38 million copies its first week. It looks like Life of a Showgirl is going to beat that, but we will know more on that next week. She also is the #1 film in the box office with the release party of a Showgirl, which took in $33 million over the weekend. So while, this album may have been a little more PG-13 than, some of her previous, the people, the young and the old went to the theater to watch that music video, which I hear is amazing. I still need to watch it.
It's phenomenal. Like, it's truly phenomenal. I did not buy a ticket to see this at the movie theater. I just saw it by happenstance online. I watched the whole thing and I was like, okay, girl, you better fucking work with this music video.
Weren't you last week talking about not watching pirated content or something, or not watching bootlegs, and look at you. Couldn't even wait for the YouTube premiere.
It was there in front of me, and I was on the toilet, honestly, and I just had.
I didn't need to know that.
I'm being honest. Like Taylor, I'm being honest with the people. I'm putting my heart out for everyone to hear and analyze and everything. But did you see the clip of during the Wood lyric video where there's a little kid in the audience?
I did see that.
The lyric videos are so fucking funny. There's like they play the clean version of, I guess, all the songs and everything. And so the line at the end of the song is something. The thing. It's a metaphor for Travis's manhood, I guess. And it's whatever to open my thighs.
Yes.
And the clean version is open my skies. And the lyric popped up on the screen, open my skies. Well, I guess this young child of 10 or 11, I don't know, saw that it was a different lyric that than they knew, and they went, open my skies, like after the song ended. And the entire audience starts cracking up. It's kind of iconic.
That is good. Yeah. And I thought you were referring to a different TikTok that I have seen of a little girl dancing, while the Wood lyric video is playing in the theater. So the fact that there are multiple TikToks around this song in the theater is very funny to me. But while this album commercially is going to be one of the biggest ever, if not the biggest ever, critically, from the, the reputable, online resources of I think the New York Post posted something, the Guardian, people are putting their, reviews out into the world. And some of them are a little more negative than you'd usually think of a Taylor album. There also is a lot of discourse from, the plebes, the non-musical journalists, even the non-reaction channels. Not to say that we're music journalists, I wouldn't put us in that category, but people have very big feelings about this album and why they think it is so terrible and it upsets them. And like, this can't be the same girl who wrote XYZ song on the last album. And to that I say, I don't know. I feel like eldest daughter. Let's focus on that for right now because and you'll see in our reaction when it's up on YouTube, I enjoy the song. I think melodically, musically, there's a lot of beautiful things. Yes, there are some lyrics that stick out as being like quote unquote millennial, quote unquote cringy. But they didn't take me out of the song because its melody was so solid, its music was so beautiful, and also the concept of the song is essentially, I'm not cool. And while that is, not the deepest thing in the entire world, it was like, this resonates because I love Taylor in many ways, but she's not cool. And I think it's great that she can recognize that in herself and make that into a song. And like, I don't know. I found that to be an interesting point of view and something that felt really real and resonated with me. It's like, yeah, you are. But the thing is like, oh my God, she's so millennial. She is. Like she is a millennial. Like it would make sense that like it would be weirder if she was cool and she's not and she's telling us. And I'm like, great. I'm sure people can relate.
Oh, completely. Yeah, I think Eldest Daughter is my absolute favorite song on this album just because it is, to me, the most effortless, the most overtly melodic. It's the song where all of the parts fit as perfect puzzle pieces together, like the verses into the pre, into the chorus, and it is far and away the best bridge on this album. Like truly, truly hands down, that bridge is excellent. And I'm so confused as to why people online are saying it's the most boring song and like the worst song on the album. They're like, ooh, pretend like me. They're posting memes like being like me pretending that I like Eldest Daughter so I can say The Life of a Showgirl is a completely skipless album, and posting like a funny meme of someone like trying hard to do something. And it's just like, I think it's because like I am a fearless, speak now girly. Like I think, and Red obviously, like I think Taylor shines the most as a songwriter when it's stripped down guitar or piano or like as I say in my review, like I would love for her to put out another country or country adjacent album just because I think that's truly where she shines as a songwriter. But the thing is like not everyone agrees with that. Like Taylor Swift is an artist who everyone has completely different opinions of where she shines the best. And if you're her, you're kind of just like, well, what do I do now? Because like I want to try to just like sort of appease everybody, but also she's kind of just like, but why should I stop myself from writing a cooler, sexier, vibier song, all that stuff, which she totally has the right to do. But so it's just interesting, like the position she's in where truly everyone has such vastly different opinions of where her talents truly like hardcore lie. And so I think that's just like an interesting observation.
It's true. And I think something happened with Taylor at some point, and maybe it was around the Folklore Evermore, tortured poets thing. And it's like, they think that songwriting is just the lyrics. They think she's a poet, and they think you're only going to be reading the lyrics when listening to a song. It's like, honestly, in my humble opinion, you shouldn't be reading the lyrics when you listen to a song. The way a song should be experienced is through the ear. So even if I read that out loud, I'd be like, ooh, I don't know about some of these lyrics. Some of them are cringy. If you listen to the song and the melody that goes along with it, the orchestration behind it, like you understand the point of it. I certainly, in fairness, was not thinking about the fact that Travis Kelce's ex, of 5 years, like is a black woman who people are saying, well, then why are you making these allusions to bad bitchery, to savage? Like you think of a black person around that. Are you shading his ex? And I'm like, I'm not considering that in fairness, like, because I don't think about Travis Kelce ever. So I hear you and I know what you're saying, but I don't think she's talking down to that kind of, I think a bad bitch is amazing. Who's going to say, oh, Rihanna, she's a bad bitch. What? She sucks. Like, no, it's just that's not her lane. Like, Taylor knows her lane is not that. She's not Rihanna. She's not Meg Thee Stallion. Like, I don't know. It felt like self-awareness to me. And maybe I'm naive. And, like, obviously, people have their opinions on how she deals with race, but I didn't, as a black person listening to Taylor Swift, I didn't feel like she was talking down to the girls that fall into that bad bitch category. It felt like she just knew she doesn't, like it felt true.
I think, yeah, and that song feels so true to her, which is why I love it as well. And also, like, I feel like, she's just, I don't think she's thinking about, I think she's talking about like, oh, I'm not the type of girl that like a football player like you could necessarily go for, when all these like fucking like hot women like who are so cool are out there that you could date, but you choose me. Like, I think that's wonderful. But also to go back to your, I think I truly knew I wanted to say this on the podcast at some point. I think since Folklore, it's not just Taylor Swift. I think it's now so many people now when they listen to music are way, 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 way too focused on lyrical content. Because, and the thing is, like, that's wonderful. When the reason why we fall in love with Taylor is because like her lyrics are so wonderful, but it's not because they were so wonderful like on their own. It's because a song is not just a bunch of lyrics set to music. A song is a combination of lyrics working with music and how those lyrics flow into your ear and trigger you emotionally with the melody and everything. I mean, like, there's a great example that's written in Sometimes Finishing the Hat, where he talks about songwriting, especially like, you know, musical theater songwriting, how he takes a song, oh, my love is like a red, red rose, that's blah, 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 like a song that feels like a poem, and then he compares it to Rodgers and Hammerstein's, oh, what a beautiful morning, oh, a beautiful day, I've got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. He's like, yeah, one objectively has better lyrics, quote unquote, if you just look at the lyrics as like a poem or something, but the other song, oh, what a beautiful morning, hits so much harder because those lyrics work so perfectly in tandem with the song. And I think not to like criticize Taylor Swift or anything, but I want to say maybe Taylor kind of backed herself into a corner with this in the whole, like, your English teacher just got engaged to your gym teacher, and like referring to herself as an English teacher, an English student, and like everything is about the lyric, the written word. And
the last album was called Tortured Poets. So like, yes, I hear what you're saying. She is leading the people to think, okay, as a songwriter, that means I write the lyrics. And that's not how songs are created.
That's not, and I feel like an issue that I have with not an issue that I have. I think that an issue that other people are kind of having with this album is an issue that me and you, Matt Palmer, kind of had with Taylor Swift a little bit in the 2020, 2021 era, 2022, like Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, where we suddenly started realizing like, she's putting out so much, like so much content that it's hard to wrap our minds around. And so it's there are things that we love here and there and everything because she's a brilliant songwriter, like when she puts out stuff that really resonates with us. But when there's so much out there in the ocean, it's hard to tell, like, okay, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about this? It all becomes kind of like muddled. And as the years have gone on, me and you, especially when Tortured Poets came out, you and I each cultivated our own playlist of Taylor Swift, of our favorite Tortured Poets songs, made short playlists of them. My Tortured Poets album is 13 tracks of the best tracks that I think on Tortured Poets out of the 31 tracks that came out. And I listened to it and I'm just like, God, my version of Tortured Poets is so fucking brilliant. And I think you and I, not to like pat ourselves on the back, but I think you and I have kind of learned to engage with Taylor Swift's content in that sort of way, and sort of like you know what, she's just gonna, we're not gonna be able to stop her from putting out so much stuff, from hurling out so much stuff. Like she's released over like 130 songs in 5 years. That's like 25 to 30 songs a year. And so we've learned to engage with it in kind of just like she's just going to keep putting stuff out because it's what the people want and they love it. And different songs are going to attract different people. So y'all, I think, just need to start engaged, because I feel like people are kind of now where we were a couple years ago. And they're kind of just like, so I feel like it's not so much y'all. I don't know if y'all dislike the album as much as you say. I think maybe y'all are just kind of feeling a little overwhelmed. With it all. And so a little, it's like when I was a kid, I never got to eat Raisin Bran as a kid. This is going to be a weird story, but bear with me.
Clearly, it's starting with Raisin Bran, but I'm plugged in.
As a kid, I loved Raisin Bran, and my mom never liked Raisin Bran, so she never bought Raisin Bran. When I was in like end of high school or college, I was like, Mom, you never bought Raisin Bran, and all I wanted was Raisin Bran, and that's the cereal I wanted. And so my mom was like, oh my God, I'm going to buy Matthew Raisin Bran I'm going to buy him boxes for Christmas, boxes for his birthday. I'm going to continuously go to the store, buy him Raisin Bran. So there were 10 years of me just getting constant Raisin Bran. So much Raisin Bran that at the end of this 10 years, I was just like, I don't know if I like Raisin Bran anymore. I've just been inundated with so much fucking Raisin Bran.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Do I like Raisin Bran?
Right.
And I did still like Raisin Bran. It's just that I became so overwhelmed with all this Raisin Bran in my life. So I feel like maybe that's kind of what's happening to some people with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And
I think
music.
that's...
Because
I think that's certainly part of it. I think the only other thing is when she was on that podcast, the New Heights podcast, and she's describing how she wanted to make the perfect pop album. She and Max Martin and Shellback were going to Sweden. She said she wanted to make an album as big and as perfect as the Eras tour. And they were, big giant melodies with like folklore level lyrics. It's a succinct 12 tracks. I just think, and we love everybody, you may have oversold it. Like, it's fine. No, but the bar is so high for her. And for anyone who's going to say, I'm making the perfect pop album, but you're going to have listeners come in and be like, okay, this is her 1989, on crack. It's going to be in 1989, even bigger, even better. And that is such a high bar to make when you put out a solid, fine pop album that people have songs they like and have songs they don't. But you can't tell me it's Thriller and then give me, Michael Jackson Invincible. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's it's exactly that, but I just think people came in with such high hopes, such expectations. She set the bar for herself so high in saying those things in interviews and in mostly that New Heights thing that people... I could understand the disappointment if you're expecting this is the pop masterpiece of the decade. Sure, it's not that. I've only heard it once, but I can tell you it's not. But there is something there, something good that you can take from it, something you can enjoy. And if you don't enjoy it, there's so many other albums available.
So many
Here
more,
for It
babe.
All is out and doing great and sounding great. And I implore you to take a listen.
Yeah, guys, take the tracks that you like because the thing is, I like this album. I've listened to it a couple times. I would put this album over Folklore, Evermore. I'd put it over Midnights, even though I don't know if a song on this album hits the high of You're on Your Own, Kid.
Ooh,
for me.
now that's a song.
I think more consistently I enjoy the tracks on this album a little more than Midnight. I think Midnights has more bad songs. There's no song on Midnights, girl. Midnights has Question. Midnight, songs that I'm just ooh, I can't, this is a skip for me. Midnights has more stuff that I actively will skip. Whereas this, the only song I actively did not like was Canceled. And even then I'm kind of just I didn't really like it. I wasn't offended by it. But there's great tracks on this album. I love, as I said, Eldest Daughter. I love Ruin the Friendship. Y'all saw my reaction to me losing my shit at that ending.
I was worried about you.
I really like the close the title track of it. I really like. There's a lot that I really like on this album.
Honestly, again, the lyrics are ridiculous. Wood is a great melody. Wood's great production.
Yeah.
I enjoy that song. But yes, I feel like there are things to take from it, things that you can enjoy. And also, it's just an album. Maybe you were oversold. Maybe it's not what you were expecting of her. But again, we can all take a breath. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Breathe the fuck out. Okay.
Move on. Do you have anything else to say about this topic before we move on? Because I would love to move on.
Just real quick, the one thing that I have to say is I don't want to be a Taylor conspiracy theorist, but the discourse around this album has been so fucking crazy. Truly the things I'm seeing online and social media and everything. And Taylor, I don't want to think this about you because I'm sure you're lovely and wonderful, but she is rich enough where she could buy a bot farm. And I'm wondering, are a lot of these comments just manufactured so that people are just talking about it?
The negative
That would be
ones?
a mastermind thing. Yeah.
Oh, girl, I don't think so.
Because, girl, I mean, people are talking about it. There is discourse, and so all of her fans are coming to her defense, screaming, "Don't you come after Taylor!"
Okay, let's move on. So
I don't know. I'm at a point. I mean, truly, the psychosis that I was seeing in some of these comments and everything truly had me being "Am I alive? Am I living in the real world?" So truly, I've become a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist with this.
I think we should start the detox now and move on. I think it's time. Well, to speak on something that came up near the second half of the last podcast, Bad Bunny has confirmed to headline the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show. And he's very excited. I think he just hosted in SNL this past weekend and like said basically like, okay, if you don't know Spanish, you got 4 months to learn because like I'm going to be up there and like Latin Americans are here to stay and like whatever. And it was beautiful, amazing stuff. Apparently Taylor turned it down because the rumor is she wanted to own the footage and put it up herself on her channel or whatever. And NFL would kind of balked at that. But long story short, the only other group of people that was as upset as anyone, you know, who listened to Taylor Swift apparently this past week were, you know, the people who didn't want a Spanish speaker, you know, performing at the halftime show saying, oh, I will never watch this. We're going to turn the TV off. He's not even American. He's not from the U.S. And it's like, guys, where do you think Puerto Rico is? Like, what do you think's happening there? Actively.
A part of the United States. It is not a state. It is not a state, but it is a part of the United States. And it's part of the United States. And y'all, like, do you not remember a couple years ago when like Shakira and J-Lo did their songs at the Super Bowl? A lot of them were in Spanish. Like, do we not remember this?
No, I guess it's all gone out the window there. But long story short, people are like trying to be like, these are other options of people that can be at the halftime performer. And it's like, guys, cry more. This decision has been made. Contracts have been signed. This is happening. You can turn off your TV and like sit and pout in the corner if you want to. So many people are going to watch this. His music's going to be everywhere. His music's already everywhere. He's such a huge artist. So you not liking it, you not watching it is going to mean nothing. So continue to mean nothing in your circles.
And I can't wait for the statement that like I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm sure it'll be like some sort of like subtle something here, like making a statement of the absolute like asinine shit that's going on in terms of like the ICE arrests and everything, and how like horrified so many people are, specifically Latino people in this country. And so I am excited to see what he has to say about it, because the thing is like he's not performing in the U.S. Like he said his tour is not going to go to the U.S. because of these things, but he's like, oh, but baby, I'll do the Super Bowl. I'll have this platform because, and I'm assuming it's because, and you know, even if he doesn't have anything sort of that he like puts in the actual set or performance that overtly alludes to what's happening, just his presence simply being there is also a statement enough, like if he doesn't want to do anything. So I think that's wonderful. Great performer. Seems like a very fucking cool guy. So
yes, I feel like him even being announced as the performer and performing on that stage is a message to all that like we are not going anywhere. And then all the fans in the US are going to be able to engage and like have that performance that they're not going to be able to see because he doesn't want, you know, ICE raids happening at his concert, which is like so fucking depressing that this is the country we live in, that an artist like Bad Bunny cannot tour here just out of the safety of his fans. But I just am excited, and I'm excited for the meltdowns that will continue to happen from now until that performance, and I'm sure he's going to kill it. So best of luck to you, Bad Bunny.
Best of luck, baby.
Yes, good luck. In sadder news, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban have separated. They have supposedly been separated since the summer. The rumor, according to horrible, terrible site you should never go to, is that it was not Nicole's decision, that it was Keith Urban's decision. There's also a rumor now that he is dating his guitarist, because apparently he's changed some lyrics to his songs on tour. Instead of referencing Nicole Kidman, they now reference his guitarist. But then there was another follow-up story to that being like, no, the guitarist already has a boyfriend. Is he cheating with the guitarist, you know, and the boyfriend? Whatever. Long story short, the marriage is over. They've been together for a long, long time. 19 years. They have 2 daughters together. They're maintaining separate homes in Nashville. It's just sad. I mean, 19 years is a long, long time. And like, I don't think like a successful marriage is one that lasts until death. So like, that is a success in of itself that they were together for 19 years. But it's like, I just, you know, I want Nicole Kidman to be happy. And I guess Keith Urban, I don't know anything about him, but Nicole Kidman, she's done a lot of great work that the gays fawn all over. And I want good things for her.
Oh, I mean, we all love Nicole Kidman. I mean, like, she is like truly I mean, she's a phenomenal actress, but also I always say this, Nicole Kidman always, I feel like she is like the most secretly funny celebrity, like that people don't talk about enough. Like every time I see Nicole Kidman or like hear her talk, I'm just like, oh, she's fucking fun. Like I guarantee you she's like super funny and like ridiculous and everything. Like, and she's always, and so I always really like Nicole Kidman a lot. And Keith Urban always seems like a really nice guy. I mean, the only time I've ever seen him really do anything is American Idol. And he was always kind of like the nice one on the panel, you know?
Hey, Mariah was nice, if not provoked, by someone else who's coming up later, unfortunately.
Of course. It's all because she was provoked. But But it's like, obviously Mariah was cast to be the diva. Nicki was there to be the antagonist. Randy was there to be like the essentially sit in Simon's place and be like the one that's like, I know, I've been around the block, baby. I know it all. I'm going to be the harsh judge. And Keith was kind of just like you were great. So like, so I'm happy he was there. I hope that everything's okay. I mean, they have kids together, so I hope everything's cool. And that if there is a little bit of bad blood, it gets taken care of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you saying that you think of Keith Urban as the Paula Abdul of that panel?
No one could be as iconic as the Paula Abdul of the American Idol panel. I mean, what a woman. I love Paula.
Showed up on The Golden Bachelor last week. We're just because I got Hulu back this past week because they reinstated Jimmy Kimmel. So I am now back on Hulu, and we watched Golden Bachelor, and like the lead guy, not the most interesting, but Paula Abdul popped up and helped the ladies do a cheer because they were organizing cheers, and they did them to 2 Paula Abdul songs. I think it was Opposites Attract and Straight Up, of course. So it was great seeing her there, and I was like, oh, you seem very well and like up and like happy, and so I feel like Paula Abdul's doing great. Long story short, Paula's doing great.
She and I have the same birthday. Just saying.
I didn't know that. Wow, yeah. You guys have very different energies from where I'm sitting.
I actually feel like we have similar energies.
Maybe I'm just thinking of that. Remember that reality show she had that was, I don't remember if it was, I think it was on Bravo, Hey Paula.
Oh, iconic, yeah.
I don't feel like I've ever seen you go through it the way she was going through it on that show. You know what I mean?
We have different life journeys, but I feel like our spirits are a little bit the same.
Okay, I believe that. I believe her in a good place does seem like you. I feel like you in a bad place is different than her in a bad place. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I don't know if I've ever been in like a really bad place in my life yet. So, what
about the ex was plaid moment? That seemed pretty tough. When the ex was
compared to I'm sort of like Taylor Swift, where it's like, this breakup was horrible and like I'm sad about it and blah blah blah, but like in the grand scheme of things, I'm not suffering that much,
right?
All
right. But when
I relate to Taylor so much in that way,
right? But when Paula's Bratz movie got canceled, that was true suffering. That was
my god, the disappointment.
Oh, God. Again, speaking of exhaustion and things I wish we could leave in the past, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are still fighting on the internet. And again, someone in our live chat before we got started said that this beef started in 2018. I can't even go through the depths of like what I've seen, but long story short, Cardi B just put out an album. It sold 200,000 copies first week, which apparently Nicki's last album sold more first week than that. So she's like, I'm still the queen. And like, she has Barney rhymes. I'm going to call her Barney B. And then keeps posting like AI pictures of like a Barney face with a Cardi B wig. The insults have gotten so incredibly low where they're talking about each other's children. And I think as of today, they've both apologized to each other's children in a bit of a shady way, but at least it's like, let's leave the fucking kids out of it. The people that are below 10 years old and have done nothing to each other out of this. Cardi also has said that I'm no longer responding to you. I think you need help. And like, this is not good for me and not good for my brand. I want these deals. And like, you have been on a rampage talking about not only me, but also Jay-Z, Rock Nation in general. Just like I just don't understand. If I were as rich and successful as Nicki Minaj, I would never be online. You would never hear from me until I had something to promote. It would just be like, I'm enjoying my riches. I'm enjoying my rest. I'm enjoying my child. Why she is so plugged in to what this other female rapper is doing is so bizarre to me. I just will never understand it.
I mean, you're barely online now, and we don't even have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
It's true. You're like, oh my God, did you know that this song's about Charlie XCX? It's like, I really didn't.
I was just like, girl.
That did not. There's nothing, honestly, I know. This is like me, you telling me like not drinking is the best. Not being on Twitter is the best, Matt Steele. It's truly the most, like, it is the best thing for you. You know that you're not helping Elon Musk in any way. And just like, guys, the place is a cesspool. Like, everything you need there is worse than the next. Like, why?
Well, because Also, the thing with Twitter is like, I'm positive 80% of these accounts that I'm looking at now are not real. Like,
Right.
I'm positive. That's why I'm kind of just like, Taylor, are you doing this yourself? Which is why I'm like going crazy. Like,
Right.
because I'm just
So-
like, these people can't be real.
This is now something driving you crazy. Maybe what we should do is for when I do dry January in January, maybe you take January off of Twitter. Like you won't be on X for all of January. Want to do that together?
Don't call it X, please. But I think that's not a bad idea. Just because there's no big brother. Oh no, fuck, girl, January. That is award season. That's a movie award
Try
season.
Threads. Try going on Threads. Maybe there will
Girl,
be
you
people
think,
you can find
guys,
there.
no shade to the people on Threads. Y'all don't have
geez.
fun, ridiculous, exciting, kind of shady shit to say about movies on Threads.
Talk to the Discorders. You can pick a month. Maybe I'll do dry January. You pick a month in which it's good for you to have a month off.
April, because that's before
right.
Big Brother starts. That's after the Oscars.
Great. It'll be a dry April
Watch,
for you.
watch fucking Beyonce release something.
But if she
Act
does
3 in April,
if she does, we don't need to know what other people think about it. We just need to know what we think about it, right? Like it doesn't matter.
True.
So let's all become dry from Twitter. Let's all be sober from Twitter as soon as possible. Nicki also brought up Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids at some point. I don't think she really elaborated there, but hopefully, I mean, it's like you must be a moron if you're going to talk shit about Blue Ivy and Sir and Rumi in this world. Like the Beehive will have your head. So I think she wisely stopped and will not be dealing more into that. But like, I wish for peace for both of them. I think Cardi is closer to that place than Nicki is, but I hope they both get the help they need and or turn their phones off. Get off Twitter. I think maybe the moral of the story about this is get off Twitter. Then you'd never know.
Twitter. I know. I want peace for everything. I want peace for the whole world. Please,
Absolutely. God. In an update, just another Mariah Here for It All update. I will say the boards were fiery this week. We had a lot of ups and downs because on like Wednesday or Thursday when they did like the midweek projections of like, oh, this is what Mariah is set to sell her first week. They said she was going to sell 65,000 copies. We were so excited. We're like, this is more than she's sold in a single week since Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, which came out in 2009. It would be so exciting if she sold 65K. Then they changed the estimate later on to 51K, which we were like, okay, well, that's very different than 65, but whatever, we love. And then she wound up selling, I think the final number was 46K, which is lower, or 47K. But it's, again, 2018 was a while ago. Even in like, as far as like record sales go, it was a while ago. She has been out since 1990. Someone on the boards very rightly pointed out that she sold more first week than Miley Cyrus's Something Beautiful did. She sold more first week than the last Alicia Keys album, which debuted at number 41. J-Lo's last album, No Shade, which debuted at number 38. And Mary J. Blige's last album didn't even make the top 200 on Billboard. And Mariah is going to debut at number 7 with respectable numbers in this era of the industry. We're happy. We're okay. I think, honestly, I was thinking she was going to sell around 35K. But when I saw the 65K as the midweek projection, like my mind started to wander, And so there was a disappointment, but we should be happy that she is still here making music as incredible. Because like an album that gets better on every listen, Here for It All. And she was on Jimmy Fallon and sang Play This Song with Anderson .Paak and sang it completely live and sounded fucking incredible. And like the best part is in the second verse, she like did a little bit of a higher melody. And like obviously it was all lambs in the audience. They just burst out into applause. She's like barely going harder and they burst into applause, which I love to hear because you watch those old performances of Mariah on like SNL in 93 singing her face off and you look in the audience, it's crickets. It's nothing. No one stands up at any of the end of those performances that are truly otherworldly. So better late than never. If ever you are at a live event and you hear Mariah Carey performing and she sounds great for even a millisecond, you better applaud because she has earned it.
Y'all, guys, these days, kids out there, I know y'all scream for far less. I hear some of the times y'all hoot and holler in that audience for various different reasons, for various different shows. I'm not pointing out any one in particular, but like certain things where it's like, did this warrant a scream, guys? Did this warrant a scream? No. But here's something I have to say to the lambs who are feeling a little discouraged from like the numbers not being as high as they possibly could have been. Look, yes. Mariah Carey sold what? What was the number? How much? 1,000?
What? Oh, 47,000 copies.
47,000 copies. That is a lot in this day and age. But 47,000 copies, and y'all love the album. Taylor Swift is about to sell 5 bajillion albums to break all the records, and the fans don't even like the album.
I know. It's a different world.
Who would you rather be? Well,
That's. I mean, 35 years into a career. Yes, I think this is as wonderful as it could be. It could be going. Yeah. It's just a hard industry for any aging artist, especially an aging woman. And she made an album that is so true to herself, so incredible, and it's debuting in the top 10. She has every release she has released. 19 albums have debuted in the top 10, which I think includes like a number ones, a greatest hits, that kind of stuff. But it's just very exciting, very good stuff.
Guys, as long as one of our girls is like is doing what they love and doing it well and like being true to themselves, that's what matters. Okay.
Absolutely. And what doesn't matter is AI. Because AI actress Tilly Norwood has debuted at the Zurich Summit as the industry grapples with emerging tech. The quote I'm seeing from a producer is, "We want Tilly to be the next Scarlett Johansson or Natalie Portman. That's the aim of what we're doing." I think I have seen your husband, Sean Astin, who I believe is the new president of SAG-AFTRA, Emily Blunt,
Mr. President.
A lot of people have come out and saying basically that this industry should remain human-centered. The union is opposed to the replacement of human performers by synthetics. To be clear, Tilly Norwood is not an actor. It's a character generated by a computer program that was trained on the work of countless professional performers. Without permission or compensation, it doesn't solve any problem. It creates the problem of using stolen performances to put actors out of work, jeopardizing performer livelihoods, and devaluing human artistry. And I just couldn't agree more. Like, it's not surprising that they would do this, and especially they're starting with like a young woman who happens to never age. It's like, oh wow, so novel. But it's just, I know everyone's like, well, ChatGPT makes email writing easier, and like, oh, it made my resume this, my cover letter this, that. Like, guys, it's ruining the world. Like, maybe that's wrong. Maybe this is me becoming an old person, and like maybe this is my most boomer point of view. But like, can we not with this? Like, this is not a good idea. I feel like there were so many movies, sci-fi movies, that were like artificial intelligence is bad was the through line, the log line, and we've all forgotten that as a culture. And we're like, oh well, it's easy, and we don't have to pay people. It's great.
Yeah, interesting. I completely agree with what my president and future husband Sean Astin has to say. Fully agree with that, and I'm kind of just like, this is something that I don't know how worried to be about this, just because it's like, yeah, like this is technology that I guess is interesting, that it exists and everything, but I don't know, like people are kind of like, wow, look at this, interesting, but I honestly don't know how like long the novelty of it will, like, I don't know like what longevity like an AI actor has, just because people will become bored with it. Like I feel like people, the thing that keeps people attached to bring it back to Taylor Swift, sorry, but the reason why people are attached to Taylor Swift is because we're so invested in her personally. It's like, yeah, she writes phenomenal songs and everything, but it's because like she as a person, her life journey is also attached to those songs, and that's why we are attracted to certain actors. It's because I feel like the testament of a good artist is when you truly feel like you get to know someone a little bit through something they create, and I feel like that goes for actors as well. And so I feel like if this whatever AI nothingness, because it is nothing, goes into a movie, people are, for the first time, they're probably going to be like, oh, wow, interesting, cool. And then it'll become less and less exciting as time goes on. Right. And so I don't know how sort of like long the excitement around something like this will last. And I have to say, like, if this is something that truly excites you, as a technology person, I can, like, which I'm not. If you're a technology person, I can see why something like this is interesting. If you're a person who likes to consume art, who likes to consume music, movies, stories of any kind, and the prospect of this, an AI actor, is something that excites you, the way you engage with art is weird.
It is.
It's weird. And it means that you truly do not enjoy the thing that you are consuming.
And I
wish you the best in life. My prayers are up for you, but
you're weird.
You investigate. You're weird. It's weird.
I think also there's an R&B artist, an AI R&B artist that got signed to a label, and like for millions of dollars as well. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Otherwise, okay, Diddy got sentenced to 50 months in prison. He addressed the judge prior to the sentencing, begging for mercy and apologizing for sick actions. Prosecutors had pushed for more than 11 years, while the defense sought 14 months. So it is a lower sentence than the prosecutors wanted, but it's basically he's already served a little over a year, so he's still going to stay in prison for a little bit longer. And if just a reminder, our jury acquitted Combs of racketeering and sex trafficking charges on July 2nd, but convicted him on 2 lesser counts of transporting former girlfriends for prostitution. So, update there. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to say there. We're running low on time. How much more can we talk about? J.K. Rowling is mad at Emma Watson for basically saying, I don't hate her, but she's wrong about trans people. And J.K. Rowling sucks. Continued, part a million. She's just the worst.
We can just plow through this, girl. Just plow.
I know, because we all know that. We know she sucks. And lastly, Jane Goodall has passed away from natural causes at 91. Lived a long and important life. Her discoveries as an ethologist, I can't say that, revolutionized science, and she was a tireless advocate for the protection and restoration of our natural world. What an incredible life. What an incredible legacy. Yeah. And, you know, may she rest 91 years. It's a great, beautiful, long life.
Yeah. And just like love for, you know, everything that is living on this planet, I think it's just so evident. And I think a good example to live by.
Right. So if you're a fan of Tilly Norwood, let's focus on the living instead.
Yeah,
that's what Jane would do.
The living actors, like the understudy of Messy White Gaze off Broadway. Performances start Monday, October 6th, and we officially open November 2nd. Get your tickets now.
Yes, tickets now. Anything else you would like to tell the people before we take our quick break?
Oh, we need to take a break. I have nothing to say
God.
other than let's take a break.
All right, we're going to take a break, then be back with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Okay, baby, we're back after not a very long break. We're still tired, but Matt Palmer, we're still working. What do the people need to do?
Guys, thank you so much for listening to and or watching the podcast. If you enjoy us, make sure to go to your Spotify or Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and or review. We do only accept 5 stars, so if you have anything negative to say, you've got to what? Keep it to yourself. You also, if you really want to watch our reaction to Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, before Friday when we put it up on YouTube, go to patreon.com/2gaymats. You can get extra bonus content from us very regularly. You can join the Discord, chit chat with a lot of people you haven't met yet. A lot more people have joined very recently, so I can't wait to get to know all of them. And thank you for listening or watching us. We love you.
We love you all.
What section of the podcast are we on, Matt Steele?
We are on Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. So this question comes to us from our old roommate, Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian.
So we're finally getting to it. Hello, Matt. In a recent email, one of your listeners asked about Act 3 predictions, but mentioned not having much knowledge of a pre-60s rock. This immediately had my mind racing, thinking about Act 3 in a way I had not before. If Beyonce is making a rock and roll album, I would imagine an element of her agenda will be to pay tribute to black rhythm and blues artists who actually created rock and roll in the first half of the 20th century, and in particular, the women who pioneered the genre. I would be surprised if this album does not honor in some way women such as Big Mama Thornton, Big Maybelle, Laverne Baker, Ruth Brown, and especially Sister Rosetta Tharpe, dubbed the godmother of rock and roll. I'm excited for this prospect. Unfortunately, none of these women are alive to duet with Queen Bee, but one musical legend who's heavily influenced by roots rock artists is, and that is Mavis Staples. That's my pick for a legendary vocal feature on this album. Can't wait to see how this era unfolds. Brian also gave us some homework, sent us a video of Rosetta Tharpe, Didn't It Rain? Incredible, truly these old videos of these old rhythm and blues ladies singing their hearts out and everything. But in this email, I did have an idea that I wouldn't be surprised if Beyonce put into her album.
Yeah.
I mean, famously, the most famous example of a white person, taking a song that was originally sung by a black person, specifically a black woman, and turning it into mainstream rock and roll is Hound Dog.
Of course.
And so I wonder if Beyonce is in some way, shape, or form going to incorporate Hound Dog into the album. I think that would be like the clearest way to be like, this is what the 3-act thing I am doing is.
Yes.
And I think that would kind of be a brilliant idea. Beyonce, you still have time. If you're listening and you haven't thought of that, you still have time to incorporate it. I would love maybe like a writer credit.
A writer credit on Hound Dog? I don't foresee you getting that.
but she would probably like interpolate Hound Dog in a certain way, like sample it and then like add some other stuff to it. So maybe because the idea was mine, unless she has thought of this already, since the idea was mine, that's technically meaning like maybe I'm in the room while she's recording, and therefore maybe I get a writer credit, and therefore I become rich and I can retire and I can buy a beautiful house and be happy.
I mean, I love dreams. I think dreams are beautiful, and that is a big dream, and maybe it can happen, you know? I foresee dreams of yours coming true. Yes?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I will say it's a great idea because clearly the project going from dance music to country music and to hopefully rock next, it's clearly about reclamation. It does seem very like, okay, let's do this. And like she did a cover of Jolene on the last record. Why not do Hound Dog? You know, if she wants to change the lyrics like she did with Jolene, she should do it. I think that is a brilliant idea. So hopefully she hears you. And I also wonder if there's going to be some like Tina Turner referencing, because obviously Tina Turner, huge rock legend, unfortunately also no longer with us, but one of Beyonce's biggest inspirations, like especially around like when she was first coming out solo, when she did the B-Day era, I was always just like Tina Turner, and I think they performed together even. So I imagine along with the people that, you know, Brian has listed, Tina Turner is going to be a touchstone for Beyonce that era as well, and I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. Okay, so next email, which is kind of iconic. It's from Christian. Iconic subject, iconic email, and the subject line is "Death to Vibe." In case you don't know, in case you're new here at Two Gay Mats, the V word is a bad word for us.
It is.
And so Christian says, was listening recently to Jade, Gaga, and Taylor's new albums, and it made me remember just how much better music is when it has melody. The Vibe era was a drought of melody, and these albums are an oasis of water found in the disastrous wilderness of despair and introspection. Christian always has a way with words.
I mean, he's a poet. Absolutely.
He's a poet. I know. Melody transforms like water that gives life and baptism, and the flooding waters that grow the fruits and flowers in their proper time. We've become so jaded and apathetic vibe. We've become so jaded from apathetic vibe that we can no longer pin greatness when it hits our ears. Oh, I love everything about that paragraph.
Beautiful.
The overuse of vibe has become exhausting because it's being used incorrectly now. Vibe is for conveying introspection, depression, or apathy. It is not ballad, but it should lead into a ballad. The wilderness demands the transformation like vibe demands a melodic follow-up. That is what was missing from the Vibe era. Transformation into that melody. That is ballad. Iconic.
Beautiful.
Some uses of vibe are good, and some uses of vibe I find terrible. For example, Troye Sivan's What a Heavenly Way to Die is excellent. High fashion, terrible, horrible, awful, terrible use of vibe.
I didn't say the bad thing about Addison Rae just to add to the list because people always think I'm a hater, and that was not me.
But Christian's question is, how happy are y'all that we are entering the death of vibe era? What is your favorite use of vibe? What is your least favorite?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like, I mean, I'm hopeful that you're right. I think that I hear that as well in popular music and hope that we go to a place that's a little bit more melody focused. I think when I think of vibe, weirdly enough, the people as the pioneers of vibe, if we're talking about like a song or like an album, I think a lot of Anti by Rihanna started a lot of this trend, and there's a lot of great stuff on that album because when you're the first to do it, you can make it unique and your own, and it's more like the repetitiveness that makes it so boring. So I think Needed Me is such a great song. There's a lot of good stuff on Anti vibe wise, but Needed Me is the first one that comes to mind.
I think of work.
Oh, absolutely.
This was the first time I heard a song that like really leaned into, we are doing vibe now.
Yes. Desperado is also excellent. I love the first track, Consideration, the first time I heard SZA. There's just a lot of good shit on that album. I also would put obviously Billie Eilish in the vibe category, and she also just like has such a unique point of view. I still think that first album is so unimpeachable. The title track of Happier Than Ever, obviously, Birds of a Feather on the latest record. I think she's done a lot of great vibey work. And if we're talking about an artist, because it's like when you think about Gaga bursting onto the scene, it's like, yes, there were other artists doing 4 on the floor dance beats like Danity Kane's Damage that came before Just Dance, but there's always like an artist that's representative of that sound and the introduction of it. And when electro, EDM, dance pop comes to mind for me. The first artist I think is Lady Gaga. And so the first artist for Vibe I think of as Billie Eilish. And she has done incredible work over her young life and short career, but brilliant stuff. What about you?
Yeah. Honestly, like I think someone who incorporates vibe with melody so brilliantly, obviously, I think like is Robin. Like even though like I wouldn't necessarily call her music vibe, I think if we were, I think the production, like sort of like that pulsating, like heartbeat sound that she's so well known for and everything, I feel like there is a sort of like vibe to just like the atmosphericness of, because when I think of vibe, sometimes I think of like something like atmospheric and everything.
For sure.
And I think the production of Robin's music incorporates that. Granted, she also has phenomenal melodies attached to it, which is when we're happy, you know, when that happens, we're so happy.
Yes.
But Christian wants to know, what is your least favorite example of vibe?
I mean, it's maybe not fair, but the first thing that came to mind was "Yummy" by Justin Bieber. That song is that song is bad. I don't know. There's so much of it. It's not even so bad that it sticks with me. It's almost like it never happened. And there's nothing worse than a song that I don't even remember having heard. And I feel like there's a lot of vibe material that falls into that category for me.
Very much just like music that is like, this sounds like it should be on in the background, and there's someone just kind of going like, oh, yeah.
Any songs
like,
jump out at you that you don't
just
like?
Like a cool beat to it. I mean, I think "Yummy" is like a perfect example of that. Which is a shame because like his album before that like had good melodies. Like it had it had Julia Michaels writing on it.
You know how I feel about "What Do You Mean?" Sorry.
What do you mean? Like,
Classics.
and yeah, so yeah, and I agree with you. It's like, it's so like, just like vibe, when it's just vibe is so boring to me that it's just like, I don't even remember it.
Yes.
You know?
Same.
I don't even know what it could, yeah. So, all right, we're going to do one more quick email because that bleeds into 2 gay minutes, ladies and
Lord.
gentlemen.
Is this about Big Brother?
Maybe. Email my heart from Brad. Big Brother finale. Hi, Matt Steele. Since you had to miss the Big Brother finale, I thought I would write you an email, so Matt Palmer had to give you more than 2 minutes to explain what happened.
Brad, you are so rude.
And your final thoughts. Yes, I could look up the ending, but I much prefer hearing it from you. You add so much color and pizzazz to all your recaps, so please spare no details. Hope this Big Brother
spare
finale
no details, girl.
More. Listen, guy, I'm sure to so many listeners, Big Brother at this point, much like Taylor Swift albums, is Raisin Bran. Okay,
Absolutely.
There's just so much that you don't know how to feel. This is a very Raisin Bran forward podcast, but we love Raisin Bran here, and I'm here to give you your final bowl of that Raisin Bran, ladies and gentlemen, because the Big Brother finale was so fucking exciting. I told you I left off like Morgan versus Ashley in the final HOH competition.
Sorry, I don't mean to
Morgan had
interrupt.
won.
Can I start the 2-minute clock?
Yeah, why not?
Great.
I guess why not? I know Brad was trying to do me a solid here, but I guess we'll just still play by the rules.
Let's play by the rules. Okay, so there's 2 minutes on the clock. This is 2 gay minutes where one Matt talks about something the other Matt doesn't care about. And this is Matt Steele with a monologue, I assume, about Big Brother. Are you ready?
Sure, why not?
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
So obviously the final HOH competition, Morgan was all set to cut Vinny, her like quote unquote boyfriend, not boyfriend, in the house if she won. But no, Ashley won instead, obliterating Morgan in this final HOH competition. And she cut Morgan at the final 3. And when the jury found out that Morgan got cut, not just that Morgan got cut, but that Morgan got cut by Ashley, the jury lost their shit because they realized like, oh my God, Ashley just won this game. And even like Rachel started screaming and crying. She was like, oh my God, because like Ashley was her friend in the house, and then realized like, oh, I'm being a little tacky. And she was like, oh, sorry, Morgan, you played a great game too. And Morgan was like, girl, it's fine. But anyway, so when it came to like the final like questions, when I tell you Ashley came so fucking prepared with these jury questions, she ate Vince alive in these jury questions. The way she succinctly laid out in detail every single thing she did when everyone on the jury was just like, hey, Vince, fuck you. But also, why should we vote for you? Vince was just like, and he didn't really know what to do. And he didn't really know how to like take accountability for what he did. But Ashley, they were just like, Ashley, we love you. Tell us what you did. And she told them everything. But I will say Vince needs to get more credit for his final plea, which
45
was,
seconds.
I think, better. I think Vince's final plea was better than Ashley's. I will say that. But anyway, Ashley won with a vote of 6-1, and like truly like a wonderful finale. But like truly, the end of Big Brother is so exciting because I love finding out online through websites that we should take a break from. Like what everyone does outside when they're all outside the house now, like all the drama that goes on, like who's talking to who's angry at this person. This week, Vince and his girlfriend Kelsey were photographed by paparazzi, like together talking, and we don't know if they like officially broke up or what, but like goddamn, this finale was such a great finale, an exciting finale, unexpected finale that I wouldn't have predicted when the season started, and this season was just wonderful from start to finish.
And that's 2 minutes. I'm so glad you enjoyed the season, especially the end game. You were so down on it that week that Rachel got, I guess not evicted, kicked off the show in some weird way. Yes. And the fact that they turned it around for you is a beautiful thing. Because again, I feel like just from afar, listening to you get more and more depressed about the season is sad. And so I feel like it's nice that didn't happen this year.
And then this season, like the result is very nice because Ashley played like such a nuanced social game. And when the edited show like truly only focused on competitions. And so like all the casuals who were watching were just like, how did Ashley win? How on earth could Ashley win? But like, and it truly goes to show like, if you're watching the feeds, you're getting a whole completely different story than if you're just watching the TV show. And I can't imagine ever not watching the feeds and like knowing all the nuances of everything that's happening in the house, because we all who are feedsters had a very satisfying ending, but the casuals, they were kind of just like, what? They were so confused by Ashley winning because the show portrayed her to be dumb when she wasn't,
right?
But whatever. And now everyone's just like really messy. But my 2 minutes are up.
All right,
everyone's really messy online. All right, so
mine's going to be
you
quick.
Ready for your 2 minutes?
Yes, mine's going to be quick. I just need to kind of speak about the Housewives of Salt Lake City this year and my feelings around that.
Okay, so Matt Palmer's 2 minutes where he gets to talk about something that I don't give a shit about. Start right now.
This is probably not going to be 2 minutes. I feel like I don't have that much to say, but I will say after an uneven premiere, I would say, of Salt Lake City Housewives this year, because they were kind of leaning too much into production tricks, and whenever they're doing that on Bravo, they've got nothing. But it also was the only episode that Lisa Barlow wasn't in. There was a rumor that she was still figuring out her contract, and it's like, clearly after editing that first episode, they realized they couldn't have a season without Lisa Barlow, so she starts back in episode 2 and does a great job. I will say, though, she's in the middle of a feud with Bronwyn, who was the new cast member last season, who basically lied about like being able to buy this $2 million necklace, saying she bought it, she didn't buy it. But Lisa ever since has been going after her on social media in between the seasons. So Bronwyn has come in, looked up all of the lawsuits that are happening against Lisa Barlow and her husband and their business, and bringing them to the forefront, talking about them with the women. And I must say, last season was like, yeah, Bronwyn's cool, Bronwyn's okay. Bronwyn's fucking iconic. Bronwyn is so good because Lisa is going crazier and crazier by the minute. This week, she had like poster boards of all of her lawsuits and like put pictures of herself on top of them, and also like a fake dismissed stamp on all of these big poster boards. And Bronwyn's like, this doesn't mean anything. This one lawsuit that I looked up has not been dismissed. You are still in litigation about it. Did you use someone else's credit card to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on it? Like, let's get to the bottom of that. That case is still pending. Lisa never exactly says she did not do that, but she's like, this is all fanciful. This is a fanciful tale. But like, she always is like, basically her head is spinning around. Bronwyn stays cool, calm, and collected. And it's just like, I think you just need to go work more and be able to pay off your bills. And it's like, that's what we want. We want someone who can fight fire with calm. And she keeps it calm, cool, and collected every time. I'm like, Bronwyn,
15
you better
seconds.
fucking work. I will always be Team Monica. I miss her. That story is not over. If you can bring Phaedra back to that show, you can bring Monica back. But Bronwyn, you better work.
5 seconds.
That's all I have.
You better work. You better work. You better work. I'll finish it. You better work. You better work. 2 minutes are over.
Great.
Okay. Fun fact. You know how like last week you said a bunch of stuff and I was just like, oh, there's that. That's a reference in Messy White Gaze. That's a reference in Messy White Gaze. Lisa Rinna, reference in Messy White Gaze.
Oh, well, I was talking about Lisa Barlow, but whatever.
Oh, sorry.
Different
when you
housewife
say Lisa,
Lisa.
I think of,
yeah, it's
God,
different.
they're all the same.
No, Rinna sucks.
They're all the same damn person.
Barlow kind of sucks too, but like is at least funny and entertaining. Lisa Rinna, I never want on my screen again. So different feelings.
Okay. Okay, well. Hope you're not triggered when you see Messy White Gaze and she's referenced.
Oh, I will see how triggered I will be. Yeah. Did you get text from your ex-roommate on a break, Travis, this week?
I sure did. And I gave him homework for this Travis Tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Travis Tracks. This is where we go through the playlist that I made my roommate Travis, who knows nothing about pop music, and he gives me his opinion of each song one by one. They're all songs that he should know. We are in 2013 now. So
Ooh, what a great year.
Oh, baby, it was. I gave him some homework for this week because he got on to Self-Titled, darling. So the homework I gave him was watching the two gay Matts reaction to Beyonce's surprise release.
What did he say about the video? Because that is one where I'm really doing a lot.
He shades me so fucking hard in this video, it's not even funny. But in his video review, it's not even funny. So, but anyway, yeah, I was just like, all you need to know for context is in this video, have at it. So his opinion on the video says, wow, this video really is a piece of history. Matt Palmer looks the same age. Oh. So cute. I know. And then he says, you look like a baby, Matt.
Oh, damn, Travis.
Insinuating that I don't currently still look like a baby.
I feel like you now have the haircut, which makes you look more manly, more adult, more super mask, you know? I'm sure in Messy White Gays, you're playing the most masked characters all the time, yes?
Fuck you.
What? I'm being positive. I'm being positive.
I am a baby, okay? I'm just a baby.
Okay, I hate that.
So I was like, wow.
Let's move on.
Thanks. I'm just a baby. What if I started doing the podcast like this?
Then Taylor, take us all down. Take all the videos down. If she wants to give us more copyright strikes and just end the channel, that would be fine. I can't do a baby voice.
I know. Okay, guys.
Yes.
So we're on to the actual music. So Travis got to Drunk in Love. And he says, which I think is crazy, weirdly, I don't think I've heard this before.
Whoa.
But I love it. Great. She's very creative. Like, I'm not sure what it means, but I'm down.
Is it not the funniest review of Beyonce anything to be, wow, she's very creative. He sounds like someone's grandma. It's so good.
And just like, girl, I'm not sure what surfboard or watermelon means, but I'm down.
Good for him.
Yeah. So obviously the next song I gave him was Partition. And he says, I feel like, again, I've only heard the beginning. It's very cool and interesting, but I don't know what it means, what's happening. I have to watch the videos, I guess. Yes, Travis, you should watch the videos.
I mean, you can't get what's happening in Partition. The lyrics are pretty clear, right?
Maybe he needs the visualizer. Maybe he needs the actual shot of her sitting on that whatever table with her ass looking amazing.
Yes.
EXO by Beyonce. He says, I love this one. I think it's my favorite of the album so far. Very hopeful and dramatic.
We are EXO stans here. I feel like that could have been the halo of the era if they felt like it. It's just a great song.
I know. A beautiful piece of music.
Yes.
But now we are on to another album that I predicted Travis would not like. Because we know that Travis has a blind spot for a certain artist, and this is the most aggressive that artist has ever been in terms of their sound.
I literally, before you come back, need to make a video with Travis and discuss all of these, but especially his feelings on Gaga. But please, I'm excited to hear what he's going to say.
So guys, we are on to Lady Gaga's iconic art pop era. An era that the two gay Matts have a lot to say about.
Of course we do.
So we start off with a true banger, and that is Aura.
Classic.
He says, weird. The beginning is interesting, but when it gets to like the meat of the song, I fall off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Then we get to what could have been one of the greatest singles of all time, Venus.
Oh.
I know what could have been, girl. He says, not for me, but by the end, it did grow on me a little.
Okay, that's something. Okay. A little glimmer of hope.
So now we get to a song that I love, but everyone else seems to shit on, and that is Dope. He says, I feel bad because she's singing her heart out, and it just doesn't do it for me. I think it's her style of singing that distracts me. I feel like if she did less, I'd like it more. Like the lyrics are good and catchy, but she just adds this extra layer of grit to her voice that in my opinion is unnecessary and distracting. Is it weird that I am completely unfazed by this voice she puts on for Dope now? Like to me, it's like there's no other way to sing that song.
I don't notice it anymore, but I will say when I first heard it, I'm like, who are we being? Like I was a little confused.
It's psychotic, but amazing.
Yes.
So next we get to a big anthem, Gypsy. One of our listener, Chris, he loves this song.
Yes.
Gypsy, he says, this one I actually really, really like. It's catchy, upbeat, somehow profound, and yet I'm also moved as well.
All right. Did he like Edge of Glory? I don't remember because I kind of put those in the same bucket.
Did like Edge of Glory.
Cool.
Yes, it's very Edge of Glory. He likes Edge of Glory a lot. So like, okay.
Yes.
And Travis listened to an 8th song this week as a treat, I guess. He probably just wanted to finish Art Pop out because he's like, let's get this over with because he's not into the electronic sound. But I gave him applause and he said, fine, but not for me.
Wow. The
thing is, he wasn't as negative about Art Pop as I would expect someone who really aggressively does not like EDM stuff.
It's true. It's true. But Art Pop, applause especially. I felt like when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, this is the Gaga I've been wanting. Like if I was so excited about Art Pop, but I guess if you don't like the Fame or the Fame Monster, then I guess you wouldn't like Applause. But it's hard to wrap the brain around disliking Applause and Venus.
I know.
It's a shock, but
this is so fucking great.
It's great.
I know.
It's great.
There's so many bangers on that album. So many strange ones, but so many bangers as well.
Yes.
All right. So we are on Giving Me Moments. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about the things we've consumed this week that have given us life. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I can go first because mine is pretty short.
Okay.
I didn't consume anything. There was no time for consumption. But I will say, we've been doing this for a very long time. And we just figured out, like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, how to make the Patreon something people want to go to and be a part of. And we would think you should be a part of it. And yes, was I up until 3 a.m. editing that Taylor Swift Live for Showgirl reaction? Yes, I was. But I've got to say, having so many people be interested in what we have to say, that they'll even venture behind a paywall to engage with our content and like discuss in a place that feels like a safe space where it's like, again, we're taking it as music. We're not taking it as like, I don't know. We're never really talking about the artist as a person. If it was someone like Chris Brown, we wouldn't be talking about them at all because it's like that's a person I don't need to engage with. But like if you're not problematic to that level, we will talk about your music, we'll talk about your art, and let's like focus on that. And it's a nice feeling of camaraderie because again, we're talking so much into a camera. It's a similar feeling that I felt, doing the live show where it's like, oh my gosh, there are real people who really care about what we have to say, our thoughts on this, and want to engage with people who engage with pop music in the same way. And it was a late night that I'm just now really recovering from. But I will say it warms the heart. It's really something. Every time we get a boost in the Patreon, I know it seems silly to like really count it and like focus on the numbers, like Taylor's going to focus on her 3.38 million copies sold next week or whatever. It's just like, okay, there is a world in which we do this full time. And that is always going to be a goal of mine and a goal that like we have been striving for a long time, but one that I feel like we're closer to now than we've ever been. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that has to do with Patreon. Like I'm a big proponent of it. If you have art people don't love to pay for things from content creators in general. They feel like, well, I've gotten XYZ for free. Why don't I just get everything from you for free? But the people that recognize the hard work and the time spent and the effort that goes into it to, throw us $5 a month. I know it sounds small, but it really is. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, okay, I'm doing something right. Something is going well in the progression of this thing that we've been working on for a decade. And I think we're gonna make it. And if it requires me staying up till 3 a.m. every few months, then it's very much worth it. So just thank you to any new patrons. And of course, all the patrons who've been there for years. We appreciate you. We love you. We adore you. And all good shit.
Yeah. Baby, the people haven't gotten tired of our Raisin Bran yet.
Not yet.
So they're
and we've
sticking
We've
around,
given them a lot.
pouring themselves another bowl.
Jesus. I can't believe I have to reference Raisin Bran in the damn title of this now. You've said it so many times.
So sorry about that. But hey, if Taylor Swift can put out all these metaphors and call herself an English teacher, why can't we, God damn it? I just gave a really nice metaphor right there. So give me my English degree.
You ran it into the ground, but you did give a nice one.
Girl, if there's one thing I'm going to do, it's run a fucking joke into the ground.
We
all
know,
right,
babe.
Thank you.
But what about you, Matt Steele? What has been giving you moments, darling?
So I did something very, very fun just now today. I saw a movie with my very good friend Lauren while not being with her, because every time a Paul Thomas Anderson movie comes out, we sort of made it our weird tradition that we have to see Paul Thomas Anderson movies together. And so we obviously couldn't do that this time with one battle after another, because she's in LA, I'm in New York City. So we chose a time today to see it at the exact same time and sat down in the theater at the same time. And then we both got out at the theater. We both FaceTimed each other and told each other our thoughts. And I'm so thrilled to say my thoughts and her thoughts also were pretty glowing. Like, this is a great movie. Like, honestly, definitely one of my top 3 Paul Thomas Anderson movies. I would say just so entertaining from beginning to end. It's sort of like an action like thriller. It starts off with you follow Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana Taylor and Regina Hall, and they are these sort of like radical people who are like a part of this like group, and their main focus is helping like immigrants and helping people like who are captured by, you know, an ICE type figure, like it help escape them, like help them escape like ICE at the border and everything to like get into this country and, you know, live their lives, and so it deals with this group. So Tiana Taylor and Leonardo DiCaprio are a couple in this super hardcore radical group that's like, they're so like funny and how like they're so like serious and like into, you know, what they're doing and everything, and to a point where they're just like it's very like comical. And so there comes a point where spoiler alert, I guess, Tiana Taylor has this affair with Sean Penn's character, who is this like officer, and he becomes obsessed with her and everything. But she's also dating Leonardo DiCaprio. She becomes pregnant, and so but then also Leonardo DiCaprio like wants her to settle down. Like, we can't do this anymore. We're a family. But then she gives birth to the baby, and then still continues to like do the things that they do. Like, they rob a bank, or what, like Tiana Taylor robs a bank, and so then they like. But then Sean Penn uses Tiana Taylor as sort of like leverage of just like I will put you in the witness protection program if you rat out every single member of your group. And so Tiana Taylor does it, but then so she, and just like, I won't go into like what happens there, but just like suddenly Tiana Taylor is out of the picture. Leonardo DiCaprio has to raise his daughter by himself, and he's like no longer like in this group, and he's just trying to live like a regular life, but he knows that like people are out to find him, and so it's just sort of like the adventures that happen with that. Essentially, spoiler alert, again, I said it before, but like the daughter is essentially like kidnapped. Leonardo DiCaprio has to find her. It's very much like a cat and mouse chase, and it's just so entertaining and funny. And like, while it like is a satire of like these like hardcore left-wing like radical groups, it also then starts to satirize these extra ridiculous hardcore right-wing radical groups in a way that is so fucking funny and absurd, and just makes them look so fucking stupid.
like that.
So it's just it's just really fun. And again, like, it's very much the front runner to win Best Picture. Again, like, we're just aching to give Paul Thomas Anderson finally his Oscar, and I think this could be the movie that does it. And I find it interesting that it's coming off the heels of the Honora Best Picture win, which was another sort of like cat and mouse comedy in a very different way. Like, Honora had a little bit more like slapsticky elements to it, but I mean, there's a little bit of that too in One Battle After Another. But anyway, like, there's just really incredible like set pieces and like sequences. There's this amazing chase scene that involves hills that's really well done. It's really funny. Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't know if I've said this before, but like, I truly think he works like best. Like, I enjoy his performances that are comedic the most.
Okay.
Especially like when he does physical comedy, like Wolf of Wall Street, the whole what was it, ketamine or whatever drug he was on, not ketamine, it was something else, the Quaalude scene. I was just like, how the fuck is he so good at physical? I would never expect him to be so good at physical comedy. And so I really love his comedic performances, and he does such a good job here. And everyone is great. But Tiana Taylor is so outrageously good in this movie. And she does not have that much screen time. And like, she's really just kind of in the beginning. But like her like energy is just like fucking sizzling throughout the entire movie. And when she's on screen, you're just like, ooh, it's just like so palpable. And there's like such a danger to her performance and to her character. And it's not like she has any sort of like huge flashy crying or screaming scenes or anything. Like, it's just really fantastic work. Like, she just is such a presence when she is on screen. So I would love it if she got a supporting actress nomination. Like, I think that would be really, really inspired and great.
It also would be amazing because and this is maybe me just being a millennial, but like, she would be the first My Super Sweet 16 alum to get an Oscar nomination, I think.
Iconic.
That is something I would absolutely love to see. But I have heard that she's amazing.
She's phenomenal. And we all thought it was crazy when an American Idol contestant won an Oscar.
Right.
We're like, oh my God, is reality TV going to be the future of all these actors and everything? But like Super Sweet 16, like giving that performance, girl.
Oh wait,
it's so good.
Did I tell you that? Did I mention that Paige from Summer House is in the new Devil Wears Prada movie? She's in Devil Wears Prada
fuck
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it's all give all the reality stars Oscars already. Next up, Jax. Next up, Stassi. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, so clearly the reason why I don't have an Oscar now is because Big Brother has yet to cast me.
All right. Next summer, though, you'll be in that house.
Next summer.
And you'll be accepting an award.
Then the next summer, I will be accepting an award, baby.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode this week. Matt Steele, is there anything else you'd like to tell the people before we sign off for the day?
Oh, girl, I think we've said enough.
I think we've done enough. Absolutely agreed. Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching the podcast, and we'll be back soon with more 2K Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.